friends, it's Amy at Doki Doki Forest. Welcome. I'm so glad you are here. And today I'm back playing in my Jemima Puddle Duck Beatrix Potter book turned altered glue book. This book has a spring theme, and I picked it up secondhand at a book sale, and it already had these stickers in here, which got me inspired to do some altering of my own and some gluing of my own in here. And I'm saving the stickers, and I'm also taking some inspiration from them. So there's tons of Easter stickers on these pages, and I will peel them off, but for now I'm just figuring out where I'm going to place my images. It's hard to believe that Easter has already come and gone. It was so early this year, but we can just take inspiration from the beautiful colors and eggs go with the Jemima Puddle Duck theme. So I'm thinking, there she is sitting on her nest. There's that sneaky little fox. Everyone's kind of thinking about eggs in their own way. Well, the fox is thinking of a complete meal, duck and eggs. So I figure, this will be a lot of eggs, but mostly Easter eggs and Easter sort of themes. But look at the colors on here. I am just in love with the lime green and all the pastel, those beautiful robin egg blue candies probably on top of that cake. And look at that little scene there with the house and just a rainbow of colors. Almost made me want to save it for my color glue book, but that thing is pretty full. So I'll be collecting images to start another one because that was a lot of fun. But for now, I'm I'm just going to use this on the Easter page because I just really like it. And some of these are food items, but look at that bread with the eggs on top. It's just so pretty. And you know what? This actually has me remembering that I bought a kit for dyeing Easter eggs, and we never used it. I bought it. I bought the eggs with the white eggshells so we could color eggs, and we just didn't do it this year. So we figure maybe we'll just do it over April vacation or something like that, because it was just one of those things. Easter just snuck up. It was in March. It was just early. And what was really hard to find, for me anyway, this year, were the Cadbury mini eggs. It's like they were there one day and then completely wiped out. So we wound up having to order some on Amazon, actually. Had the best deal. We were checking around at some of the other stores that have online ordering, but Amazon had the best deal. So now we're pretty stocked up. We got to try to make it last until next year. Mini eggs are just the best, aren't they? Or do you like Cadbury cream eggs? When I was little, I used to see that super cute Cadbury cream egg ad on TV with the bunny that would be like, buck, 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 and, out would come a little Cadbury cream egg, or the bunny would be sitting on it, and I was convinced that inside the Cadbury cream egg was actual egg yolk. For the longest time, I was like, nope, not going to eat that. That's disgusting. Then I finally realized, I don't know at what point. At some point, I realized, oh, it's just like this creamy candy sort of filling. So I tried it, and you know what? It's just way too sweet for me. But I love the Cadbury chocolate. So I found some little raindrop stickers on this page with the Easter stickers. So I'm adding those to my page that I made about spring rain. I found a butterfly that goes perfect on this page about flowers. And then most of the rest of these I'll just save, and I'll either put them on these pages or other pages, but, I am trying to honor the original owner of this book. They put these stickers on with some care, and I just love the idea of trying to incorporate them into whatever creations I make. I love the idea of kind of holding on to what was there before and just building upon it. So I am layering here, so I only glue the bottom of some of these images because I know I probably want to tuck something behind them at the top. So I'm trying to make sure at the top, they're still unattached, so that way I can kind of play around. It makes it sort of an awkward way to glue. I don't know that I recommend that method, because then you have to try to glue the back of the image while half of it is attached. And you kind of risk getting some creases or bending or folds in your image. But it's just the way I do it when I don't know what I'm going to put underneath yet, but I know I'm going to put something there. And I just love how easy it is for these Easter images to go together. They were from different magazines, but they're all kind of just blending together in this like extravaganza of eggs. And there was even this little like brochure, I guess. And I can't remember what the company name was. I got it for free in the library bin. There was like some magazines in there, and then there was this brochure in there for some kind of a food delivery company, and a lot of it was just meat. But then they had inside a small Easter section, and it had so many cute little pictures, like the little candy chicks coming out of the chocolate eggs, and then the little like tea cakes, the little carrot cakes. So they are the perfect size for filling up the sides of this page. Some little cookies there. So, the fox is over there thinking about delicious foods, so why not have some delicious foods all around? Perhaps he's envisioning all kinds of delectable things he can do with the eggs. I don't know. So we're going to stick on eggs and food and all kinds of goodies. And then it was funny because as I'm looking in the brochure, I had cut out this image of these cupcake bunnies. They're like these little bunny bums, but they're cupcakes. And I cut it out for the bunny picture, and I didn't check on the back, but there were actually some good images on the back as well. Usually I'm pretty good about checking both sides, but in this case I wasn't. So I discovered that there were some images on the back that I was like, oh, I should have used those, but I was still able to save some of them, so you'll see that in a minute. But see, now that I have my images down there, I found two things to kind of go underneath this little egg bread. So now I'm gluing the layers down on top. So I'm starting at the bottom and building up. But see, it is a little bit awkward. And, I'm trying to get a wrinkle out there. And that's also a risky thing to do, because sometimes you can pull up the image and it can rip. And then I'm trying to smooth it out, and I ripped that egg. See, I tried to smooth it out. I must have been pressing down too hard, and there was a little piece that wasn't glued, but it all worked out in the end. And so with this book, I am covering up the text and covering up all around the central image, but I'm trying to keep the beautiful Beatrix Potter illustrations intact. And even if I cover up some of them, I still want you to be able to see them. This was a little bowl with jelly beans. So I have some text there on the bottom left, and I know I want to cover that up with something. And then there's some text too on the right side where the eggs are. There's a little spot of text there. So I prefer to cover that up if possible. And now I have the bottom layer on underneath those images, so I can go ahead and glue the eggs and the bunny and the cake and all that down. But yeah, those little squares were just perfect for the sides. And I have a little spot of white there that I thought looked just kind of awkward, so I'm going to put this little bowl of jelly beans there to kind of bring the images together and bring the collage like right up there under Miss Jemima Puddle Duck. So she's all surrounded, she's thinking of eggs, or, maybe she's not. She's a little absent-minded, right? Like, I'm not sure what she's thinking. Like, she doesn't even suspect that this fox could be trouble, so I don't know. I don't know what she's thinking about. So we sneak that little bowl of jelly beans on there, and then we can just go ahead and glue this top image down. And now the bottom looks pretty good, except for the bit of text, like I said, that I would like to cover on both sides. And there is a Cadbury cupcake, Cadbury cream egg cupcake. I love the picture. I don't know what the recipe was. I didn't keep it. But it looks interesting, and it covers up the text. So it's a win-win. And I know I'm not going to use it anywhere else because it's super Eastery. So like some egg pictures, you could use them in other projects, but that's a Cadbury cream egg, so I'm going to leave that. And then I have this cute little image of, I guess it's like is it a cooked egg? I don't know what that is. I think it's food, but I think it's like an egg, and then they took the middle out, and then they put it back in, or maybe it's just clay. I'm actually not 100%, but it looks really cute. I'm going to put it right there. Right there at the bottom. There's some other little chicks down there, so I figured that goes pretty good. And then this little image of bunny family and this egg wreath I thought would look cute as a little frame above Jemima Puddle Duck. So I'm just trimming both edges of it, both sides of it, so that way it's more rounded. And then we've got more eggs, and we have more eggs. We're going to put all of the eggs on there. And I still want to save, I had some jelly beans left from that image of the bowl spilling jelly beans, and I thought, well, that's a good thing to hold on to because that could be a little something to cover up, when you have a little section you want to fill. Oh, there's the bunny cupcakes I was talking about. So they're super cute little bunny bums. And I was so busy looking at the bunny bums, I forgot to check the other side of it. So I cut one of these out because at this point I'm running out of room on these pages. So I figure I just have room for one little bunny bum. And then I see on the other side, look at that, a Peter Rabbit Beatrix Potter illustrated Peter Rabbit candy box, chocolate box. So I was like, well, that has to go on there. So thank goodness I didn't cut that by accident. So I'm making room for that up there. We'll put the bunny bum someplace else. And then I have this little image of a little bunny family and some chicks, and it goes perfectly down in that corner and covers up the text. And it really does blend right in with the images that were already there. So I'm happy with that. We're going to stick on the chocolates, which again, they fit perfectly right there. And then on the back too, was this picture of a cake with some little what looks like mini eggs on top. So I'm thinking, well, I did want to put something behind the egg wreath, so that way instead of just having the white at the top, there'd be, some other things to look at, some other images to look at. So I'm loading it up with my small images here, a little basket, some cake. There's some eggshells that are growing plants. And then there were these little cakes as well, which I thought were really cute and festive. And, when I think of spring, I think of like tea parties, like colorful tea parties. And so, yeah, I wanted to put that on there as well. The colors are great. So we almost have that top completely filled in and ready to add our egg wreath frame. And then I have this large image of the eggs that I can go ahead and stick on the left. And I just there's a little scrap of paper from a magazine. I just put that underneath. It's good to save the little scraps because you never know when you're going to need them or you want them just to fill in a small space or make a little border. You can make a little frame or you can put it on top of an image like washi. So always good. I try to save my scraps until I'm finished with a page or a project just in case I need a tiny piece of something. I almost always do need a tiny piece of something. Now we're ready to put the egg wreath on. Just trying to see if there's anything else that needs a little dab of glue, because, you know, sometimes I miss a corner here or there. And now I'm adding the original stickers that were on the page. Not all of them, but I'm going to add some of them. I've got this little bunny hopping around. Look good right there. And the jelly beans. I didn't want to forget them. So glue those on. I'm just trimming some of the stickers, not too much, but sometimes they have like a lot. I mean, not sometimes. They all definitely do have a lot of white for a border, so just trimming it a little bit. Now this page had a cat sticker, and it's also a page where the helpful pup is listening to Jemima Puddle Duck talk about this shady character, the fox, which she doesn't seem to think is shady at all. But the dog, you know, instantly knows all the alarms are going off and, you know, he's got to take care of business. So I thought, let's have these pages be about spring animals, animal friends. These maybe are all the animals that can't believe that Jemima Puddle Duck can't see what's going on here. They're all like, did you not see the warning signs? Are you not hearing the same things we're hearing? Like, how is this not worrying you? This guy is trouble. So we've got some sheep. This little owl, so cute. I just, you know, it's just a little like owlet, I think. It looks like a baby owl, right? It looks fluffy. I couldn't figure out where to put this little owl. I kept moving it. I was really chancing things too, because sometimes this glue sticks right away and you don't get a second chance, you know, when you go to rip it off. And then other times the images rip off easily. So I don't know, I'm a little confused about this glue. And then I thought, I have this image of Peter Rabbit, and I thought it'd be funny if Peter Rabbit's like, you know, look, I've done some crazy stuff, but even I know that fox is trouble. So we've got some hens, Peter Rabbit going on the side there. I actually have this Peter Rabbit book that's like a paperback book, and I got it at the book sale as well. And I took the pages out. Every page is like gorgeous illustrations. And I was going to cut them up and put them in this book, but now I'm not so sure. I kind of fell in love with the illustrations, and I feel like maybe I'll do something else with them. I'm not 100% sure. So I may use something here and there, but they're like full page illustrations, and they're really pretty, so I don't know. It could be another project brewing. When I had to have a pup, you know, because the pup is the one that is going to save the day in the story. So I have a little pug, and there's some daffodils next to them too, so that's nice and springy. Got this image of the rabbit, and the way the sun is hitting the rabbit's ears, you can see right through them, which is pretty cool. They look like they're glowing. You can see, I guess you can't see through them, but you know, you can see like all the veins and stuff, but I just love how they look like they're glowing. And then a baby bunny. And then we have a bird collecting all sorts of natural threads and goodies for the nest. And a hummingbird, a little foal. And a bear. Look at that bear with all the flowers and all the like dandelion fluff everywhere. Speaking of which, I had this random dream about a bear. And at least I thought it was random. And now I'm like, was it because I was looking at this image of a bear? I had a dream. I was like outside, and then all of a sudden there was this big mama bear walking through the yard with a baby bear. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to like go back inside because this is like a mama bear. And she's going to be defending her baby, and I got to get out of the way. And then I went to go up the stairs, and for some reason the stairs were like lifted off the ground, and I was trying to like jump up to get to the first stair, and I totally couldn't. Weird, you know, dreams are generally weird. More sheep over there on the left. And I like having that torn edge too. I don't have a lot of torn edges on these pages, but I absolutely love how they look. I feel like when you tear an edge, it just instantly blends into the other images. And those cute little raccoons down there. Among the flowers, we've got a little bee there, and I'm going to rip this image as well to get it to fit a little bit better in the space that I have. I'm just tearing that, and I like that too. That way, it doesn't cover up the images underneath. It just sort of goes right where those corners are and blends everything together. And I found a little kitten in the flowers, which I was really happy about because I had that original sticker that was on the page. That's a little kitten. So I definitely wanted to have a little kitten friend on the page. And then some butterflies, just because I have them and they fit. They can kind of cover up some corners here and there. And then I had this little image of a jumping bunny. The little bunny was actually jumping over like these little mini hurdles. And it was a whole story about, I think it was in Germany. There was like this bunny would like run these races and do these like hurdle jumps and stuff. It was pretty wild, but I just loved how the rabbit was hopping, but didn't quite fit there. And then I found this bluebird, and if I just rip off some of those pine branches, then I feel like that fits right in that space there. The bird's leaning in like, what the heck is going on here? What is she talking about? And that completes the pages for today. So here is our colorful Easter with some of the original stickers intact, and yet lots and lots of new friends and images, and you can still see the original illustrations peeking through in the center there. Look at all those goodies, all those yummy things to eat. That looks like a rainbow spread, doesn't it? So colorful. And then here we have animal friends, springtime animal friends, all gathering to get the word out and help Jemima Puddle Duck get out of a sticky situation. Yeah, I am having so much fun gluing in here. I'm actually thinking as soon as I'm done recording this, I think I might do a couple more pages. So I think this book is going to fill up in no time. So thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me today. Always appreciate your company. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Let me know if you are up to any fun creative projects, if you're gluing away over there. And I will see you again soon.